like, stop pulling my leg. Get it?
No.
Pulling my leg. Pulling my leg.
So we got up at 5, but lighting was horrible. It's now 6:59. There's Emma. Hey Emma. You awake yet?
No.
You get to sleep in today. Are the girls coming? Alright, so come on, let's go. Today's gonna be a quick and easy day. We don't have that many animals to take care of. We process our chickens. So we only have about, can you turn the light on in the laundry room for outside, please, girls? Put your boots on. And so we have to walk the dogs every morning, and that's Kaylin getting ready to go walk one of the dogs, Homie or Havoc. And Adriana was up early this morning at 5, but I told her to go back to bed because there was no light for us to film. So we're just trying to give you a little glimpse into our day, just what it looks like. So I guess this is what we wake up to every morning. Sun comes up right there. We're southern facing, so it comes up right there and it goes, and then it just hides in there. You know, we're trying to do a little recap of the Justin Rhodes homestead that we went to. You guys know he's a YouTuber. He really inspired us, along with a few others that are all connected to him in one way or the other. He either encouraged them to get going, or, you know, was integral in their growth, to just take the leap and go homestead. Art and Bree sold the land, Fit Farmer, you name it. Did I say sold the land? Yeah, all those guys. Ben and Emma got an opportunity to go and work on their farm with Casey and Tori from Honey Tree Farm. And I saw that Justin Rhodes was doing a video on just how to get your family behind it, how to get children behind and your wife behind this whole movement. And I really call it, it's not a movement, I think it's an awakening. You know, it's about time we wake up and smell where our food comes from and what have you. And just the quality versus quantity, you know, the urban life can provide. The urban life can provide plentiful quantity, you know, but so can the country, you know, so can the farm. But along with that, quality, because there's a slowdown where you actually are able to chew it, taste it, savor it, you know, and then gently swallow it, you know, which is just life. And the way it was really meant to be. He was talking about how to get your family behind it, children behind it and everything else. And he was coming up with some, you know, good ideas, you know, entice them, encourage them. Those are all good things. I don't think there is an answer, except for, you know, the fact that I would have to agree more with Rebecca. She said more like, you know, you're the parent, they're the child, you know, and you can't be mean about it, but, you know, just go ahead and they got to do what they got to do. They got duties at home. I'm not saying that when you live in the city you don't have duties, but again, you know your children best. Now I've been coaching for close to 20 years now at the high school level. Every year I get a different group of kids. And if there's one thing that I've learned, it's not about being right, but it's about being effective. So as a coach or as a parent, you're always going to be right because you are the authority figure. But are you being effective? Because you could be right about everything you're saying, but you're not really winning your children. And I fail at this the most because I see something that needs to be done and we got to get it done. So with all those things being said, you know, I just want to encourage, you know, and piggyback off what Justin Rhodes was saying, that I think it's both. I think it's both Justin style and both Rebecca style. But more than anything, you know your team, aka your family, and you know their strengths and weaknesses. And me and Mark Meyer and the Meyer family had a Q&A about 3 months ago on their homestead. We had a, how do you do this? How do you encompass, like, how do you focus on family? We talked about that. You know, you're reading through their strengths and weaknesses. One of their kids, Judah, just loves being out there with the cows, you know, whereas just Josh likes to be with the chickens, you know, and then Josiah, you know, just loves Strider and the dog, you know, and then Lydia plays her role right next to her mother, we're not gonna ask Lydia to go, go with the cows. I'm not gonna ask my youngest daughter, Kaylin, to go deal with the pigs. She's scared of them. But what I do is I link up, and I make it purposeful to link up with other families that are like-minded with children, so that we all have something in common. And what it does, it challenges the ones that are not willing to go out there with the pigs, let's just say, for example, to go out there with other children and show them the pigs, and they're out there more. The one that doesn't like to do all the muck work inside the coop, cleaning it out, or taking care of a sick chicken. And all of a sudden, this identity that they're fighting, I guess, or they're not used to because they weren't born on a farm, now all of a sudden it's kids, especially out here in the farm and what have you, are going to feel different, because this is not the norm, right? The norm is, hey, let's have a get together and go swim in the pool and go to the mall or whatever. I don't even think a mall's a thing anymore, but let's just sit around, right? Let's get together at our house, sit around, and we'll text each other on our phones, while we're there, 4 feet apart. So I just want to make sure, as we're winding down our growing, our harvesting season here, is that you start segueing as families into harvesting now the family fruit, what we call the low-hanging fruit, right? And that is, now that all these things start now are growing and knitting tighter family knit groups, now that you don't have so much work. And that's one of the goals that we're trying to do. We're looking forward to the late fall and winter, when we can build a little shed for the girls to do their, sewing and what have you, to go hunting with them. You name it. Whatever they put on the table is one of those things. We're taking family pictures when we haven't had a chance because we've been so busy. My season's winding down. October 31st is the last day of the season, on Reformation Day. But all these things being said, is now we transition from the focus, always the animals on our minds, to now we start, hey, recapping with our children. We have a whole 6 months to recap with our children, and we know, like Casey said, the work is coming, summer's coming, heat coming, all these things are coming, right? So let's prepare our kids and our wives' heart during this time. Let's love on them well, especially us men in our families. Let's love them well, so that they find joy. They know that the end result is going to be, the security that they feel when they come home, the security and the love that they feel here on the homesteads. So at the end of the month, on November 1st, it's a Sunday, we're going to come out here. I'm going to have the tractor, and I'm going to rip all this up, and then we're going to plant a cover crop. This is what it looks like before cover crop. I'm sorry. You see, it's brown, a little bit. And this is what it looks like after. This is where the chickens were after. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? This is about 1/5 of an acre. And we planted winter rye. Barely watered it. And look at it. It's putting nutrients back into the soil. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to grow. We're soil farmers right now. So this right here, we're hoping would look like that later. You see the difference? It's beautiful. And then we're going to take all these chickens and we're going to move them out to the back pasture and just rotate them. We have about, I would say, 2 solid acres back there, and they're just going to have all that. They're going to have a little house out there. We're going to put a little mobile coop out there. By the way, Justin Rhodes and Rebecca were so gracious enough to give us a summer cover crop, a bunch of seeds that we have, and we're going to go ahead and plant those too. There's Emma. The only reason she is up right now, she normally would be here in the dark doing all this, along with Ben and Adriana, is because I told them to wait so I can have some light so I'm able to film. If not, we wouldn't be able to film. We knock all our chores out, believe it or not, guys, between 5 and 6. It's just easier for us. We get school started right at about 7:30. I get my reading done in the morning, and I'm able to drop off Ben at school.
Can you turn on the water?
Sure. And it's easier to work. So right now it's a little bit of a pain. I didn't want to start running garden hydrants like this throughout the whole homestead, till I knew how the layout was. And I'm so glad I got the advice from Ross and Casey. We're gonna be making a lot of big things, a lot of big movements this winter, and eventually starting closing this bad boy. I know you guys can't see it, but the barn. This is our mobile rabbit poop coop, and we move it every so often. Here are rabbits, we breed them. They're supposed to kit either tomorrow through Saturday, so we'll see. We lift it here, and then we move it because it's on, we call it the dually because we put 2 tires back there. You see the 2 tires? And that's how we move it around here. And we're gonna keep it here all the way around. All right, guys, I gotta get going. I gotta go ahead and drop them off at school. We'll film later on in the afternoon, the chores, and I'm gonna go ahead and move this thing. Let's see if you guys can see me do this somehow. I don't know how. There we go. All right, Petunia is holding the phone. Petunia's our scarecrow, by the way. Anyways, we go like this. And there you have it, folks. We moved it just one spot. They dropped there for about 2 days. So we have 1 male and 3 does. And that's it. So we just move it every 2-3 days. We move it. So you can see the wheel marks everywhere. And we're hoping to just eventually build up and up. Oh, look at that hawk. But this is what we're going to be doing over there where the chickens are at now. You can see how, you can actually see the difference. Look at that. Bright green, brown barren. And you do this with tarps. Again, Honey Tree Farm helped us out. They've been a real big inspiration. And they've taken a really hands-on approach of mentoring us, really, with this whole garden thing. We don't know what we're doing. I got to stop saying that because, you know, we are, I think, getting there. Slowly but surely. We're not completely ignorant no more. But yeah. Chores takes us about 30 minutes to get done in the morning. We check on all the animals. You know, what takes the longest is just moving the hoses around. But like I said, I had water lines moved and boxed right there. And then from there, we're able to go all the way out there. All right. Well, let's go check on the other 2, see if they took care of the dogs.
They got taken care of.
They got taken care of? Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah.
So it's about 11:19. We're done with our homeschool, our lessons for the morning with homeschool. We have to get ready for deliveries. So Emma is still in her pajamas. That's her uniform for schoolwork. And then this is Mustang, and they're gonna go check for eggs because we gotta go deliver about 11 dozen today. And then this is my outfit for my schoolwork. I read my Bible in the morning.
Oh, look at that. 1 egg already on the ground. Oh, look at this pretty chicken. She has feathers on her feet. Okay, good. Any up here? I don't think so. We're gonna go clean out the waters and scrub down the inside because the ducks make it messy and nasty.
And then we're gonna go ahead and elevate both waters. You got 2 of those, honey?
Emma needs to get the other.
Okay, and then Emma will get the other one. Okay, and then she's gonna film. It's gonna be a little bit hard. They both need to get hands dirty, so it might be a little bit wobbly. There's Lucy. Lucy, I'm home. You need one more black container.
I see it. Okay. There we go. Give me a second. You gotta make sure you plug the bottom too. You don't plug the bottom. You plug it? It's right there. My hands are really full. Where? Right there. The lid? Yeah. Screw that off and then put it on right there. There you go. Ah!
That's what that's for.
It's just to hold it when you're not using it. Okay, apparently that thing was recording the entire time, so then I took this off. I put a splash of ACD in there. I'm about to do the same thing over here to this water. I'm going to elevate this one. Hi, sweetie. How you doing? She's laying near the basil plants. No babies. She has a bare spot on her chest. Mama Meddy over there. Mama Meddy started ripping out fur a couple weeks ago. She ripped out a bunch. She did that last time too and never had babies. Hoping she does have babies this time. Nothing. Nothing at all. See, you got big fat stomach. Why ain't you having babies? Crazy rabbit. We bred them on the same day, so it might not be the female's fault. It might just be the male's fault, but I don't know. Hey, Maddie. Hello, Mama Maddie. They're both sweet rabbits.